Hello and welcome to Survive the Unexpected with your host Frank Pacino and my partners in crime, Amanda Bryant and James Hansen. And today we're talking about Survivor 43 episode 5, and we're going to talk about our power rankings going into the merge. Well, potential merge going into the next episode. This episode, before we get into that, give us a follow at any of our podcast locations. Follow us on Twitter, join our Facebook group. It means a lot to us. Um, but what do you guys think about this episode? I thought it was a really good episode. I feel like the season's going to go on an upward uh, trajectory now. And I really hope so on top of that. But what do you guys think about the episode?
I thought it was good. It was a good episode. It didn't feel like it was as dead space as some of the other episodes have been. I feel like it was filled with good information. The only tribe we really didn't get to see was Vessi, but we've seen plenty of them before. So it was nice to just get an episode almost full of Coco and Baka. And Baka is kind of, it's kind of like kind of set in stone what's going to happen if they were to go. Say we didn't merge and they would go to tribal again, they know that Gabler's going to go. But the Coco tribe, I feel like it's a lot of chaos over there.
No, Gabler's not going. He has the idol.
He's got an idol, yeah.
But I understand that. But they would. What I'm saying is they have a target. They have a target they don't like. Yes, they do. They have a target.
The girls
they don't like.
Sammy is on his side.
But we have had snippets of Sammy before, and like saying bad things about Gabler as well.
Yeah, but he's gonna play his idol. He's not gonna not play his idol.
If he understands that, but yeah, I mean,
what I'm saying is they have somebody they don't like on that tribe. So, whereas Coco, I feel like it's not set in stone.
Like from my perspective, the pre-merge has been kind of predictable, but we haven't lost any like the real good characters, and we've still gotten a lot of like how. We've gotten a lot of perspective of how good some of these players are and like how the game's going to play out and like a backstory in a lot of people. So even though a lot of these boots have been predictable, I feel we're getting set up for a very strong like merge.
Yeah. I mean, are any of you really upset about the 5 people that have gone
so
far?
Not at all.
I think I wouldn't mind seeing a little bit more of Mariah.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest character we lost is Gio besides Mariah.
Yeah.
And other than that, Gio was just kind of lost. He was
just messy. Yeah.
Mariah was the only one that really didn't do it to herself. She kind of just got screwed. Yeah. But the rest of them, no, they all like somehow or some way did themselves in. Yeah.
Right. So it's not like we've seen somebody go home and it's just like, well, how did that happen? Like what?
Yeah.
We kind of had reasonable.
Justine was still in. Like she's so forgettable. No one's gonna remember her.
Her biggest problem was that you can't tell the swing vote, I don't trust you. And that's what she basically did to Jesse. I don't know if I could trust you. And so
she didn't want to touch a bug, bro. Like that was her number. That was the problem number 1 that everyone saw. She didn't want to sleep in the leaves.
So
you shouldn't even be on Survivor at that point.
So yeah. Let's just start the episode. So we get the blind side from Coco. They go back to back tribals, and Gio was blindsided. Ryan was blindsided. It was between Gio and Ryan thought Cassie was gonna go, and Ryan was a whole mess. But Gio had an up and down episode for sure. He started out as he thought he was on the highest of highs in the majority. Goes to the risks his vote, and he wins knowledge is power. Tells Carl about it, then gets blindsided. So he had an episode. Just I don't think an episode that he thought he was gonna have.
So let me get your thoughts on this, you and Amanda. Like, so you think if he got an idol instead of the knowledge is power that he would have played it? Or was he confident enough?
No.
I think he was confident enough that he would not have played it.
Right.
Me too.
Yeah.
I think if he had an idol, he would have been so confident that he would have just like told everybody and stuck up blindsided with it.
Yeah, so as
I'm
soon
really
as I
surprised
saw
that
that,
he
like,
told anyone because he doesn't know where the idol is.
who
Like, he
was
doesn't
it?
know where the idol.
Jesse and who was the from Baka? Who else went?
Oh, Jesse and
From
excuse me.
Baka?
Jesse
Janine.
and Janine. Yep.
Yeah,
Janine.
yeah.
Yeah.
So as soon as like they all risked it, but as soon as I saw that like Gio got it and he got the save the knowledge is power, I'm like, this dude's still going home tonight because like his advantage isn't powerful enough to save him that night. He's going to be confident enough where he doesn't think he has to use that night. He also doesn't know who has the idol on Coco either. So I mean, yeah, I don't know. I said going into the episode that Gio would be next to go on that tribe, and nothing ever changed my mind. I fully thought he would go
I
home. Like,
I thought Ryan was for sure gonna go home when he had that confessional where he says, we're gonna go here and say the fifth person voted out of Survivor 43, and it's gonna say Cassidy. I thought as soon as he said that, I was
Yeah.
like, he's gonna go on her. This is definitely gonna be a montage of him getting
Well,
voted out.
I mean, could have saw that too, but I think if they thought there would be another challenge before the merge, that they would prefer to keep Ryan over Gio.
Yeah.
Uh,
But Ryan's not that great at challenges sometimes. Sometimes he kind of shits the bed in challenges.
Yeah, well,
Or
yeah,
he doesn't go as quick, or he doesn't, yeah.
so
He's
you guys,
done-
do you guys really think he threw that challenge?
No, of course he
said
didn't.
that, but yeah, what
No.
like
No. He did not throw
like
that challenge.
that's such a joke. Like maybe he did, but that was so stupid. The fact that he was like so confident in everything and was like, yeah, like I threw that challenge because we got to get Cassidy out and stuff. I'm like, no, dude, you just sucked. Like, like what?
Is
There's no
anyone
way he.
so bad? Is anyone so bad that you would purposely throw immunity to vote them out? I have never ever again willing to throw immunity so we can vote someone off of my own tribe before merge.
It depends. All right,
never.
so this is the way I look at it. It'd be a different circumstance, not the one that they're in. Now, if we say us three were in an alliance, and let's just say we had Vreeland with our alliance. It's a 4-person alliance, and I was locked in with you 4, and it was us 3 on this side, Vreeland on the other side, and he had no numbers. I would pick, and we had the numbers over on our tribe. I would pitch to you guys like, hey, maybe we should throw this to save an alliance member. We have the numbers. We can split the votes.
So you're saying like on a swap?
On a swap, I would consider it.
Okay.
Not on my starting tribe. No.
No, I just could not. I still cannot believe that even if he like used that as an he didn't perform in the challenge. Why would you do that in the first place? Like, I just think it's such a bad move, and that person is a number for you. That person's a number for you going into merge, even if you're not in an alliance with them. You know, usually not you. I shouldn't even say usually, but I would say maybe 3 out of 5 times when you go into a merge into a game, the first vote is tribe lines. I mean, usually that's typically how it goes, just so everyone can get to know each other and feel each other out. You're going to vote with your people you've always voted with because it's a comfortable thing to do, and you want to see where conversations go. And I feel like getting rid of a number off of your tribe where you can potentially have a majority going in, such a bad move. It's just such a bad. Ryan's not a good player.
It's never a good
player.
I agree. It's never a good move to
not
do
your
that.
starting
Yeah.
tribe. No, it's not. Good. I don't think he threw it either. I don't think maybe in his head he's like, you know what, I'm gonna spin this because even though I really messed up, I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna be like a great villain. I'm gonna get Cassidy out. I have the numbers. I'm gonna look badass saying this. In all reality, you look like a jackass saying that.
Like an idiot.
So, but yeah,
how do you feel about the Coco tribe overall?
well, Ryan is a disaster. I don't think I've
Yeah.
seen somebody have a worst episode that's going into a merge. I
Then
guess let me rephrase
Ryan.
that. No, let me rephrase that. Chanel. This was like a Chanel Daniel
Yeah.
disaster level episode for somebody.
Absolutely, yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know if it's like it's different circumstances, but like I liked Ryan going into these couple rounds, but
I
this
mean-
episode it just showed all
never
his
did.
Really down.
all of his flaws real quick.
He's so
Cassidy's
vanilla.
on the
Like I've
rise.
said, he's just he's a wet blanket. He's a boring person. Like I don't
Yeah.
understand how CBS saw this guy and were like, we have to cast this guy. Like
Because he has a story.
he's gonna be so
'Cause he
good.
has a
Like
story.
that's the only reason. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I think
He's not a good player at all.
no. And then he tells Cassidy on top of that, hey, or he tells Carla and James, hey, let's not talk to me. We're gonna feed Cassidy that I'm the vote to make her feel good, and then that way she can use the shot in the dark. And he basically puts the
Right.
fake vote onto him, which is a terrible idea when there's only 5 people, because in all reality, all it takes is 3 people to change their mind, and you're a goner.
Yep.
Yeah, and
It's too
I
small
thought
to be doing
Ryan
stuff like
could have
that.
did himself in, but I feel the only reason it was Gio and not Ryan is because they thought they might have another challenge pre-merge where Ryan could help them out a lot more. But Ryan, just everything he said he did not say the right things, and complete dumbass, like socially, like just not aware of the game at all is how I felt.
Yeah, he was.
And now
he was
James, Carla, and Cassidy are running that shit.
Oh,
Mhm.
absolutely. And all 3 of them could make a run, but I feel it doesn't matter as much now because they're merging. But
Yeah.
So this is my biggest
maybe.
issue with Carla and James' relationship is that we never seen it established on the. They never showed us this being established. Like usually when we see a power
Yeah.
duo, we get to see it established and see it form, and you're like, oh man, these 2 people are gonna work together. Are they gonna crush it? Are they not gonna be awesome? Like we seen Dwight and Jesse have their moment. Even though I don't know how well it is now.
Noel and Dwight.
Noel
too.
and Dwight. It's just we even
Cody and
seen
Jesse.
You remember,
James
though,
and Lindsay have their moment.
Do you remember though? They did show a little snippet of James kind of getting in with the girls, but it was so long ago that I think that I agree with you. They need to like refresh it a little bit of like, either conversations between them or the case. But you have to remember that they didn't lose for a long time either. They
Mhm.
just recently lost, another person,
Right.
and now Baca's got
so
the
I
majority.
mean, I agree on that. I feel like a lot of things could like factor in,
Mhm.
but I don't know. I feel like you're right. We didn't see totally like the Carla and James like dynamic, but I do think
Ryan
they are
Cutler
close,
won
yeah.
Amigos. Ryan Cutler just won Amigos.
Let's go.
Let's go, Ryan. He's the one I was rooting for the whole time. Yes, let's go. That's so cool. 10-1. Damn.
Ooh,
Oh my
landslide.
god.
That
I'll have
means
to
that
watch
means
that
Derek.
later.
That means Derek has lost his 4th FTC in Amigos.
Sorry, Derek, but
Oh,
congrats
Derek,
upon
that's
that.
so
Yeah.
sad. Okay, sorry. I just got that notification in the pre-jury chat, so I had to look. Damn.
That's crazy. Where were we? So
Sorry.
no, you're fine. Let's talk about Janine and her finding her episode. She got her visibility really spiked up this episode.
Oh
with her
yeah,
fi- with her
you
finding
find
the
an idol
beware.
is going to, yeah.
Right. She finds the beware advantage. Her and Ellie are talking about it and try to get up a plan. Owen catches them, and of course they can't hide it no more. So they talk to him and tell him, and he gives up his bead willingly. And so they go to Sammy and tell Sammy. They think the ladies trust Sammy.
They do.
Hey,
Yeah.
give me this beat. She doesn't lose her vote. She gets the idol. Da 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 da. And he gives up the beat. And the only one they have to get at that point is Gabler, and she ends up getting it. Now, it kind of like it's kind of a moot point at this point. Like we've seen it twice already, so it was kind of dull. I think if they had a different task for each one, it would have been a lot better. But
Me too.
she does end up getting it, and by the end of it, everyone knows Janine has it because Sammy tells Gabler about Janine's idol.
Yes. That was a crazy scene.
So do we feel like that'll
Sammy
be
telling him, oh, 100%.
Yeah.
There's too many people merge for it not to be. I'm curious I think they're going to do the same thing like they did with 41, and this next person is going to be a Sydney, where they make them merge but not the jury.
Yeah, which is dumb.
Yeah. But no hourglass twist.
I hope
no
not.
hourglass. No, they already confirmed there's no hourglass twist this season.
Thank God.
Yeah, they've already confirmed.
Do you think it was smart of Sammy to tell Gabler?
No.
I agree.
I don't think it matters. I think it matters
because look, Gabler's unpredictable. If he goes to that girls and tell them, "Hey, Sammy told me about this," and then they could blow up his spot on a small look. They don't know they're merging yet, so on a small person tribe, all it takes is Gabler to go to those two girls and tell them that, and they flip over on Sammy.
So I
agree with you, but we have to remember too that Owen is in the middle, and he just caught the girls having a whole ass advantage behind his back, and they weren't planning on telling him. The only reason why they told him was because he got caught. So I could very well see Owen going to Sammy and telling Sammy.
I think Sammy's the one that's in the middle.
I feel like Sammy's just giving out too much information.
I feel like Sammy's the one that's in the middle, not Owen. I think Sammy's in the best spot on that tribe.
He is.
The girls
think in a good spot in that tribe.
I think Owen is, to be honest.
I think
the girls
already
already confirmed that they trust Sammy more. And then the guys trust Sammy.
It doesn't matter. I think all three guys would come together and go against the girls.
Sammy's gonna find himself
a problem with everyone.
Telling too many people what they want to hear, and I feel it's gonna shoot himself in the foot.
I feel like Janine with no vote. I feel like Janine with no vote, and Ellie's annoying ass personality. They're both on the bottom. I think that Owen and Sammy are going to come together and tack on Gabler as a third and vote someone like Ellie out. I could see that 100% clear as day, especially since Janine doesn't have a vote and can't go against it.
I feel like if they can blindside Janine, they're going to blindside Janine because she has the idol now.
Yeah. I could see it too.
I feel like if they have a chance to blindside Janine and really blindside her, they're going to take that chance over voting out Ellie at this point. If they feel comfortable to it.
It'll be and Gabler might keep his mouth shut just for that reason. Gabler's not stupid. He's chaotic, but he's not stupid. He's aware of how Ellie is. He's aware now of the idol. He gave his
I think he's stupid.
So did everyone on the Coco. So did everyone on the Coco tribe. Everyone in the Coco tribe gave up their beads too without putting 2 and 2 together. So we can't fault Gabler, on that.
No, I don't fault Gabler at all for that. I don't fault Gabler at all for that.
So if you think about it, Gabler really isn't in that bad position other than his annoying ass attitude. That's it. That's the only thing that's really keeping him down. Because he's good with the guys. He's good with Sammy, or else Sammy wouldn't have told him. There was no reason for Sammy to go and tell Gabler that other than get.
If I'm any of them, not want the girls to run that tribe out because they're
not going to vote Gabler out.
The fucking goat of this game.
Yeah. So I was like halfway through the episode. I think I messaged you, Amanda, about this. I was like, we both know Vesty isn't losing the challenge because they haven't got no screen time. So they are definitely not going to. They are definitely not going to tribal. It's one of the other 2 tribes going to tribal.
Dude, I love the Vesty tribe though. That's probably out of the 3, the Vesty tribe is my favorite.
love Vesty and Baka. I think Coco. They're both very interesting. Yeah.
See, Baka is a mess. I don't know.
They're both kind of a mess. So I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. but Vessi, obviously they were smart of voting off NECA because they haven't lost a challenge since.
No, they haven't lost one since. I told you.
Yeah, I was wrong about that. I stand corrected. So they win another immunity challenge, and then Baka came in second, and Coco go back to tribal. So basically, all we missed was that Janine lost her vote for going into risking her vote, and also Jesse. I think it's so weird that they go to the tribes and just read these things out loud and just tell them. It's so odd.
Oh yeah.
Do you think would you go tell them?
No. People
think,
need to people tell people too many things now. I would keep my fucking mouth shut.
I just tell them dude, I didn't risk it. There's only 4 of us. Why would I risk my vote?
Instead, they tell the absolute truth most of the time now, and it's like, what?
Yeah.
You guys already know how I feel about people telling other people about their advantages. That shit is too much.
Yeah, I don't like it.
All right, so I have a question for you guys. Do you think that each round just got a different advantage, or do you think by someone risking their vote, depending on how many people risk their vote, is depending on what they got on an advantage?
I think it depends on how many risk their vote. Yeah.
So you think 2 was the temporary idol, 1 was the steal a vote, 3 was the knowledge is power.
Yeah, but I don't even feel like the knowledge is power is the most useful out of them. But yeah, I feel like that's how they.
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Okay. No, yeah, I don't know. I think it's kind of funny that has been in the show for the last 3 seasons, and it has not worked a single time.
Not once. Yep.
And we have not seen a shot in the dark happen, not one time. They gotta lower the odds on that thing, or just take it out. I really think that if they lowered the odds every time somebody did it, it'd make for more exciting television.
Yeah, I think so too.
So I don't know. It's just I don't know. It's just I hope they eventually get rid of the shot in the dark or tweak it, because it's just wasting time.
It's kind of annoying. Yeah,
the journeys can go. I'm tired of the journeys. So
they're fine to me. It's like the same thing every time. So
right. Do you want to add anything about this episode before we start talking about our power rankings? I mean, that's about it. We got Gio's blind side. Janine gets an idol. Janine loses a vote, and Jesse loses a vote. That's all we pretty much got. Vessi got nothing, no content this.
Hold on, wait, before you continue. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry. Okay,
Yeah.
One, I like the summit. I really do. I like how they go and get to meet people from other tribes and have a relationship. I don't think we've seen anything too big with it since Shan and Liana. I think they really, really played up the summit then, and they they showed how that relationship affected the whole game. And we haven't had another summit really like that since. But I think that it was so successful with Shan and Liana, they're going to keep it in the game for at least a little while longer. So I could really see that being a staple. I don't see the summit going away at all. Also, I hate the knowledge of power too. And the knowledge of power does not work with New Age Survivor because everyone tells each other everything.
It's not that good of an advantage because there's easy ways to play around it.
It is if you keep it a secret. If you don't tell anybody that you have it and you get information about everyone's advantage, you can just take it away.
All these dumbasses tell everyone there. So
yeah,
yes, that's the problem.
Right. It's just I
don't know. I don't mind having, because I like that. A lot of people don't like this, but I do like that they've had new advantages. I do enjoy new advantages we haven't seen before. I understand the concept of knowledge is power, but the problem is that New Age Survivor, everyone tells each other everything, so it doesn't work. You plop, the knowledge is power in season 15, 17, around in that area, it's gonna be so much more exciting, so much better because people don't tell each other everything. Noelle is the only
Right.
person in this current season that hasn't told anyone
BRB.
about her advantage.
No, Noelle
The
did.
only
She
one.
told Dwight.
Who'd she tell? Oh yeah, that's right. She did tell
Dwight.
Dwight.
Carla's the only one who hasn't said nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So so I think that about covers this episode. I mean, we're I think this season's really starting to amp up, and I'm really excited to
Mhm.
see going into Merge all these storylines collide. So this
How'd
is
you like the
our.
challenge? Before we move
It was
on,
it was
how'd you like the
fine.
challenge?
It was
Mhm.
fine. I mean, it was nice. It wasn't a puzzle at the end.
Right.
I don't need to
I
see a
did like that
puzzle
too.
after every obstacle
Competition.
course. Yeah,
I like the balls.
So-
I like it. It's kind of like skee ball, but like
Yeah.
even more so. Yeah.
they've done it before. They've done something similar before. So we're gonna go from 13 to 1.
Okay.
This is our list combined with a couple other people that I asked in a couple of community groups, and I added it, divided it all out.
Okay. So this is like an average for everyone.
This is like well, we got 1%. I averaged all the people I got from random together to be 1, and then ours each counted as 1. So they're like a 4.
Okay. Okay.
So, since it's it's our thing. So,
Right.
at number 13, do you have any guess on who? Or you? I guess you should. So we're gonna start with it's Gabler.
Big shocker there, right?
With the average of 12.25. I just don't. This is my power ranking to people I think can win the game, not how far they're gonna go. I feel like Gabler will go a lot farther than a lot of these players. I just don't like his
sure.
win equity.
Right. So this is based on how you think the probability is that they're going to actually win the game.
Correct. Not this.
Okay.
That's how I did mine. I did
Okay, me
mine
too.
about. Okay, that's how I did mine. I didn't think. I didn't take into account of like people who's gonna make a deep run or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
This is me going on who I think could win the game.
Right.
So I mean, Gabler doesn't have a much chance to win. I don't think any of us are gonna argue that. I feel like he'll make it decently far, but I feel like he is not looking good on his winning prospects.
No, definitely not at all. I think that he just was a little bit more taken aback by the elements than he thought he would be. I think that it's harder for him than he thought it would be. I think he's sound of mind, but not strategically. It's like the classic like D&D, wisdom versus intelligence. Like he's not smart in the moment, but I think that he is book smart, and
I feel like he's
I just
easily
need to know how to
persuaded
implement
too.
it.
I feel like he's
I
easily
think he is
persuaded.
because he's not. Also, doesn't share. I mean, who else is like older in the game? Nobody.
Nobody's left, yeah, because they all got voted out.
Yeah. So it's like who can he relate to? Who can he?
Right.
I mean, they always screw the older people. I miss having older people in Survivor, but I feel like they screw them a lot. You know what I mean? Like how is he supposed to relate to Sammy, who's literally more than half his age?
Right. So yeah, I don't know. So we started the power rankings, James, and I said I averaged it out between our 3, and then I added a couple community groups, and I added all theirs together and divided out, and those counted as 1. We each counted as 1. I divided by 4. And I did mine by people who I thought how they're gonna win, their chances of winning the game. And the average out was Gabler was at 12.25 for 13th place.
Yeah, everyone had him last.
Yeah. All right. So at number 12 we have Ryan with 11.875.
Yikes! Barely above.
Look, that last episode was just not a good one for him. It showed all his flaws, and Survivor. Look, they have changed their editing a little bit, but like they have never made their winner look so dumb before, and I just don't think he has a chance of winning because of it.
Dude, when Marion won, I was almost kind of shocked a little bit because remember that snippet of like everyone on her tribe saying how annoying she was? They had like a whole snippet during season of like how Marion was annoying, wouldn't stop talking, and this, and this. and then turns out she's like one of the best winners ever. It just blows my mind. So you never know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have faith. I mean, look, clearly us three and some other people did not have a lot of faith in Ryan, or else he wouldn't be this
No.
low. So we talked about it all this episode. He had a really bad episode. I think he won't be the
definitely did.
first merge boot, but he'll be an early merge boot.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if
Oh,
he
yeah.
got much footing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's one of the times that the power players will be like, let's just take out Ryan this week, this episode or this round, and then we'll hit the drawing board afterwards. That's
Right.
that's how Ryan's gonna go. Let's just
So,
vote out
I
Ryan
think-
this round.
What do you think? Like third or fourth juror?
Yeah,
That's what I'm thinking.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
not much after that. So, do you guys remember the list or that I sent you guys?
Yeah, I mean, I've got.
I thought
mine
that was
there,
your
yeah.
list. So.
Oh no. Okay, so who do you think is next?
I'm gonna say Dwight.
Yeah, so it won't be someone who I'm like putting at the bottom, but I could see someone like Dwight or I don't even like Sammy or Ellie or Janine. I don't know.
You're the only person who doesn't have Sammy high.
Look. Okay, so
He's gonna shoot himself in the foot. I'm telling
look, the viewer, the groups I asked had this person really low. I disagree, and so this
Oh,
person is
this is
lower
like
than I would say she is, and that's Cassidy at 10.75.
wow.
11.
I like
you.
that.
Yeah, I'm not as high on her as Amanda is, obviously. But yeah.
I think she has a chance. I think that okay. So my big fear about Carla is that she could be perceived as the big boss of the season, where
Yeah.
she runs the show, and just like Omer last season, be the person who slays Carla wins the game. And I feel like Cassie is somebody who could stick around and could slay Carla and win the game.
I don't know if
I
it'll
think
be her,
Carla-
though. I don't know.
After rethinking this last episode, I don't even know if I would put Carla at number 1 anymore. I'd put James over her. I'm serious. We'll get there though.
We'll get there.
So Cassidy, I don't think Cassidy's in a bad spot. I think that her lack of confessionals the first couple episodes of the game is why everyone has ranked her so low. I don't think they're ranking her low because she's a bad game player.
I think there's a couple people I would definitely put lower than her. I think
Me
I
too.
had her at like 6 on my list, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not super like diehard Cassidy either.
Right.
All right, so who do you think is at 10?
I'm gonna say again, Dwight.
James,
2 for
who do you
2.
think? Who do you think is at 10?
What, next boot or?
No, next
No.
on the list.
I
First
probably
it's been
say Dwight,
Gabler, then Ryan. It's been Gabler, Ryan, then Cassidy. Who's next?
You said Dwight again? It is
Yeah.
Janine with 10.
This
She
one
got an
was-
idol, though. At
Just-
least
just
she
never
got
say-
something.
I just feel like she's been portrayed as Ellie's sidekick, and Ellie's not in the greatest spot, and I feel like Ellie might not be taken out right away. Janine might be instead of her. That's the
I
only
wish
reason why
Janine
I
had a little
her.
bit more game awareness because she's really not in that bad of a spot. And if she were to let Ellie go a little bit, I think that she'd be stronger.
The problem is the girls are seen undermined by Sammy the entire time. Every time the girls talk about game, how they think they're getting over on somebody, Sammy's in his confessional talking about how he's
Yeah.
undermining them. So
Which
that's
he
my
is.
big issue with those two girls, and he is.
Yeah.
So I mean, look, I just don't see Janine as a winner.
Oh, I do.
I don't.
I can see it. I can see it.
I don't.
No,
I just.
Again, she's got to learn how to cut some of these relationships.
I can't
but
see it either. Yeah.
you never know. You guys
I
never
don't.
know. I mean, think about it. We didn't think that Heather was going to make it a Final Four. Look what happened.
But that wasn't our fault. That was the edit's fault. She did a
Yeah.
lot more than we got to see. and that's why she made it so far.
We've seen a lot of Janine in the past couple episodes, so be careful what you wish for.
Okay. Okay. Who do you think is at 9?
All right, I'm not going to say Dwight this time. I'm going to say Ellie.
James?
The list we have now, I don't know.
It's gonna be Dwight at 9.
What the fuck?
9.75.
Because I didn't bet on football today. I'll tell you that.
Look, Dwight has not. I just
He
don't.
hasn't done much.
He hasn't done much. Again, I feel like Dwight could be like a Ryan Boot. Like, let's just get rid of Dwight this round. I don't see him in a power position. I don't see him running anything. And he had his number one ally in Jesse wouldn't vote with him, even though he didn't have a vote technically.
Listen, though.
away.
We gotta be careful what we're saying here, because we have 3 separate tribes, and each one of these tribes has a potential flipper. We got Ryan, we got Dwight, and we got Gabler. So it's like this merge.
Nah, Gabler
Cut
won't
stone.
flip. Gabler
won't
will do
flip.
whatever Owen and Sammy say, I feel.
Yeah. I feel
Well,
like the
someone
girls
could
would flip over. I think the girls would flip over the.
Yeah, I
over
think
Gable.
Ellie's the flipper there.
Mm-hmm.
Also, too, once the whole Coco tribe finds out that Carla's been lying to them the whole time about not having anything, that's gonna be.
Oh,
that's gonna
there
be
is
a
something
problem.
actually I forgot to ask you guys. Do you think the other 2 people who have the idols are going to be blown up because of how everyone on Baka knows about the beat thing?
They're gonna tell. They're gonna say, "Hey,
I
did you
think
give your
Sammy.
beat
I
away?"
think
They're gonna be
Sammy's
like, "What are you
gonna
talking
tell.
about?"
Yeah.
So Carla,
Yeah.
you think Carla and Cody are?
I think Carla can be.
found
Yeah,
out?
I think Carla and Cody could be in trouble because they're not telling. Well, Cody did tell Jesse, correct?
Correct.
Yes. So Cody and Jesse know about it on the Vessi tribe, but the Coco tribe, nobody knows about it.
Besides
So-
Carla.
I
Besides
feel
Carla, so there's
Sammy's
3
gonna try
people right
and
there
Find out where
that
the
are going to
idols
be
are
mad
at
at
and
Carla.
blow it up. Yeah, but
Yeah.
There's 3 people right there. They're going to be mad at Carla, so Carla could be in trouble. I think that Carla's the best strategy player in the whole game by miles, but
easily, yeah.
easily by miles. But she put herself in a bad position. I mean, I believe me, I'm all for the don't tell anybody about your allies. You know what I'm saying? Or your
Yeah.
allies. Don't tell anybody about your advantages. But sometimes in these situations, it is good to tell one other person because you know that you have that trust there, which Carla has not done, but Cody has with Jesse.
Right.
She's
so,
putting a huge target on her back, I feel.
I guess we'll see. We'll see how it plays out.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows how it plays out? All right. So who do you guys think is at 8?
So look at my list again, but yeah.
Who's the 4 on Vessi again? Cody, Jesse, Noel, and Dwight.
Yeah. Dwight's the only one that's been said on that tribe.
I'm gonna say Ellie.
I'll go Ellie too. I think that's yeah.
At the 8th spot, it's Ellie at 8.875.
Yes, we got it.
Look, Ellie's not in a great position with
I don't think so at all.
with Sammy constantly undermining her. She trusts Sammy too much, and Sammy is just does not trust her. I think he's gonna be her downfall in the game. And she's my winner pick, and I'm very terrified that I made her my winner pick.
Yep. Mistake.
Yeah, it might be. So yeah, she's not in a great position.
She's overconfident and she has an abrasive personality.
Very.
It kind of
very
reminds me of Abby.
overconfident, yeah.
It kind of reminds me of Abby Maria without the paranoia.
Oh, she's not that
paranoid.
bad.
No, I think
No.
yeah.
I don't think people dislike her like people dislike Abby.
Ellie's
Yeah.
likable and she's done what she could. I just feel like she's not in a great spot based off of the
She's
other
really
people
not.
left in the game.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Right.
So
How do you
I'm just
think she would do if she was on a different tribe?
if she was on the Coco, so
I
I
don't
think
know.
Like let's take Carla and Ellie and switch tribes.
Ellie's in the position Carla's in.
Yeah.
You think so?
Mhm.
I don't think
Agreed.
Ellie is smart as Carla to get her beads.
Yeah,
I don't think she's as socially inept
but
to do it.
but I think I'm saying that because I think James would gravitate towards her, and I feel like she'd just fall in that spot. And
You gotta remember that James didn't gravitate toward anybody. They went and got him.
yeah,
The women went and got James, and James is just being a loyal ally right now.
I mean, but like what
he's-
happened? What happened with Ellie on her tribe? She tried to do the all women thing. She probably
Mhm.
would have tried the same thing on the other side. Lindsay would have been paranoid. They would have voted her out. I think she would have been in a similar position as Carla if they switched tribes. But
These Survivor super fans need to watch Survivor and realize that an all women's alliance has only worked twice ever in Survivor history. So why would they try to do it again when there's been a consistent failure of it? I don't understand.
I
so
don't get that either. Yeah.
at 6 and 7, we have a tie with Noelle and Sammy at 5.25. I
Mhm.
Give me
think
no
Sammy
L
is
over Sammy
far too
all
low.
day.
I think
Sammy
too low.
Sammy is number 2 in my power rankings.
Sammy's going.
I don't have Sammy's number 2. I definitely have him top 5.
I know he's been impressive, but I can't see this keeping going with him. Like
Yeah.
I'm telling you, he's gonna fuck himself at some point.
I don't think so. I think he has.
I do.
He is close to being like my favorite going forward.
I
in the
love
game.
Sammy too. I just don't. I don't think he could keep his mouth shut. Like I really don't.
I just don't. What has his mouth gotten him in trouble so far?
Well, I mean, he went to Gabler right away, and so
I just don't-
about
ally.
Janina and
Yeah.
Ellie.
Yeah,
So
I think he
I
trusts
just feel
Gabler a
like-
lot.
He does. Because he
doesn't
knows that
have the
Gabler doesn't have
game.
anybody. He knows that Gabler doesn't have anyone. So that's a
Right.
vote. That's a vote on his
Well,
side.
that's fine, but I just don't. I don't think Sammy has the game awareness to ever like totally keep his mouth shut. And I don't know. I feel like he's gonna shoot himself in the foot soon.
We'll see.
That's
I'm
just
big,
me. I mean,
I'm big
I could
happy.
be wrong.
I'm
I like Sammy a lot, but yeah.
like Sammy's positioning. I think Sammy has a great chance to pull it out. To be honest, I think Noelle. I think she's likable and she's nice. I just don't see her as a winner. I just don't think she's gonna get there. Like her story alone would just be killer and probably almost guarantee win if she makes it to the
How many
end.
stories, though? How many stories have we seen win Survivor? Adam?
Jeremy,
A lot.
Adam.
A lot.
Jeremy, Adam? Natalie,
that's just-
maybe?
I'll do a lot. Come on.
Yeah. Natalie White. Chris Underwood. I mean, it's just stories help.
No. Personal stories.
Yeah, Chris Underwood.
What's Chris Underwood's personal story?
He overcame being voted out on day 6. He survived
That's a
the edge.
game. No, that's a game thing. Noelle, you're saying Noelle would win because her story about losing her leg. That has nothing to do with the game.
No. I'm saying her overcoming the game with only having one leg would win the game and involving the game. Not that she lost a leg and that's why she won, but the way if she wins, especially if she wins a couple of immunities, if she won like 2 immunities, you know how great of a like coup she can put up in there. Now she
But
would.
that's what I'm saying. Her not having a leg is outside the game, whereas Chris Underwood, him getting voted out is strictly game.
Okay,
He's got
okay,
nothing personal.
I will take that out. But Jeremy, Adam for sure.
Yeah.
One because of their story, partially
That's it.
because
I'm
of
pretty
story.
sure. I mean, that's probably not it, but I think that's the only two that really jump out to us.
But I mean, how often has the personal story made it to the end and lost?
Yeah.
I mean, I could say that Mike White would be a personal story that's lost because he was a celebrity that got to the end.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just don't count. I just
don't think it counts. My point is, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I don't think people will vote for Noelle to win the game just because she doesn't have a leg. I don't think that's going to happen.
But I don't think they'll let her get to the end because
I don't think so either. Just because of that.
No.
Yeah, as fucked up as it is, I don't think they'll let her get to the end.
Right.
Okay, another winner announced. Bruno just won Super Duper. Good job, Bruno. Good job.
Let's go.
What was the score? What was the vote count?
I don't know the vote count. I missed that message in the thread, but I saw that. So
look at that! I got an all-star win. Never happens. So, but anyways, I just don't see Noelle getting there. I just think people are gonna vote out. So who? All right. So we're at our top 5. Who do you think is at 5?
Oh, at 5. I'm gonna go with Cody.
How about you, James?
My 5. Let's see who I had.
I'm gonna say I have Cody. I think I have Cody like at 4, but I'm gonna say 5. It's Cody.
My 5 was Jesse. Yeah.
All right. Number 5, it's James with 5.125.
What? I have him as my number 1.
I have him.
Carla.
I have him as like 6.
He's doing so good. He's in such a good position. He's probably in one of the best positions in the whole game.
I see. Okay, this is my thing. This is my thinking. I'm just worried that he's going to be seen as Carla's sidekick, and unless he separates himself from Carla, he that will hurt his chances of winning the game.
I can agree with that. I think that James, though, one thing I like about James is that he is a listener player and not a talky player. He is very reserved. He's not very outgoing out there, but he's still in a really good spot, based on the people that he has. I think if he can develop those relationships into merge, just a nice, easygoing guy, not ruffling any feathers, not causing any strife, I think that he can get really far and people will actually value that game. I think that's one game that people would actually value. It is the type of way that James is and the type of game that he's playing.
This is my thinking. Look, Carla is it could be seen as such a dominating presence in the game where James could be seen as her number 1, but in that he could be seen as somebody who did what Carla said. And that's his biggest hill. If he doesn't separate from Carla early enough to make his own resume, his own game stand out, he will not get the votes to win. Because say he gets to 5 with Carla, and then Carla is perceived as the automatic winner if she gets there, and she's voted out at 5. No one's going to vote for James just because he voted for her at 5. Because
we've seen it happen before, though. We've seen one move Kings that win the game because of that big move.
Yeah, but not their number 1 ally. Their number 1 ally usually loses.
Yeah.
Because let's talk about Millennials versus Gen X. David and Ken. Ken voted out David at 4, and people didn't see it as Ken's move. They seen it as Adam's move.
Yeah, that's true.
It'll be seen as somebody else's move if they convince James to vote out Carla at 5.
Mm-hmm.
It won't be James's move. It'll be so-and-so's move.
We'll see how he does. I still think he's in a great position. And if he can mimic his gameplay that he's doing now, then I think that he will be better going forward. I really do. I think that Carla is playing a great strategic game, but almost too much. It's like the yin and the yang power of James just needs to do a little bit more and Carla needs to do a little bit less. Right. And they both balance each other out very nicely. So
yeah, I think there's 6 to 7 people I see winning, and James is definitely one of them. I think he has to make a move on Carla sooner than getting her halfway through the game. So at number 4, we have Owen with 4.75. Do you think this is too high?
People like Owen.
I think Owen's fine. I don't know. He's a hard one to read.
Owen is I think that 4 is very high for Owen's edit. The way that the show is edited, Owen, I'm really surprised that I think people just like him out of likability a lot more so than him actually being in a great position in the game. Because I think that Owen can get swallowed in the merge. I really do. I think that, I think it can swallow him up and he's not really sure where to go or what to do.
Right.
I think he's one of those people that can also be like persuaded or manipulated, kind of like a Gabler. So I worry for Owen in the merge. I just hope that he can get his footing. If he can get his footing, and maybe turn it up a little bit more strategically, I think he would be just fine. But at the same time, I think he's kind of like a Woo in a way where, he's a little bit more carefree and, isn't going to have his footing as well in the merge. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I think Owen could be a really under-edited winner. He could. It's just like he hasn't popped off the screen, even the moments he has, and if he I think he has an okay chance, but it's just like, would I say he slapped that he's gonna win? No. Would I say even if he got to final 3, depending on who he got the final 3 with? So it's just like he's a weird one. He's like he's not a contender, but he's not a top contender either.
Right.
So at number 3, we have Cody at 4.25.
See, it's so weird because I would put Cody above Owen, but I still wouldn't put Cody and Owen at 3 and 4. You know what I mean? Like, I always feel like there's they need to be a little bit more down and bring James up a couple more. See,
I think Cody had such a high confessional count in the first 4 episodes. Episode 5, he didn't get one, but it was on almost Russell Hantz territory for Samoa, how many confessionals he was getting. And now that it could be fooling us, but he could be another. They may be trying to put him as like another Tony in a way, where he's like his character so out there, he's all over the place, but he does have strategic thinking, and we can see that. We can see him play what his process out is. But to other people, it's seeing him as playing as a crazy person. So
I think he's easily the most entertaining player of the whole season. He's extremely, and like what I like about him too is like he actually loves being there. He's not there just to win the money. He's like, holy shit, like look at that beautiful cliff over there. Let's go jump off of it. Like he appreciates it. That is a big difference that we see. Right. We don't see a lot of survivors that they appreciate the game. They don't appreciate the location. And I'm glad that they brought a little bit of that back in to a player, because we don't see that appreciation for the elements or appreciation of being on a beautiful, beautiful tropical island with no work, for the next however long they're there. Right. So, like plus counting Ponderosa, plus counting, sequester and all that stuff. So it's just like, it's interesting to see. I don't know. I really enjoy seeing Cody on my screen. There's not a dull moment with him, and he's not bad strategically either. I mean, we saw him with the whole machete, deal. So it's like, so I like Cody.
I think I like Cody too. And like I said, from 2 to 7, there really wasn't a huge number gap. It was 5.25, 5.125, 4.75, 4.25. So it's like that's really close, that like a 1 spot difference, and we move in one of our rankings and they could change their position. So that's fairly close with those top 7. At number we have Jesse with 3.75.
Very nice.
So this is Jesse he has a great story. He has a decent edit. He has okay strategy. It's just he could also be presented as the false winner.
But he's also made mistakes.
Yes, made mistakes too. So
yes,
I didn't have him this high, but other people do see him as a winner. Now he was one of my contention for winner pick. I definitely feel more comfortable about that than I do with Ellie at the moment.
Right.
But he's somebody that I could see doing good, but also not being the most charismatic person. And charisma sometimes helps with swaying somebody over, helps with swaying the jury over.
Yeah.
So it all
Absolutely.
depends.
If you can't believe in your own self or you can't speak in front of an audience, you're not going to win Final Tribal.
Right.
And I think that Final Tribal is so like I've said it before, but like it's so important. Like you have to be able to present your game and you have to be able to answer your questions and you have to, even if you don't know how to answer your questions, you need to learn how to bullshit around it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
that is when you take it all and lay it all out and explain it to these people who are going to vote for you to win. Like it's the most important part of the whole game. And I feel like people undermine that sometimes. You know, we hear about jury management. It's not only just jury management, but it's like your own game organization, your own game presentation, you know?
Yeah. So at number one, I don't think it's a surprise right now, and that's Carla. She has got a flawless edit so far. Now, like I said, we could see like another Omer situation with her where she's dominating the game. Like we were on a trajectory where we were saying that if Omer wins this game, could it be an all-time win? That's how well he was playing. I could see Carla doing something similar where whoever blindsides her or takes her out gets the credit and wins like Marianne did last season.
Yeah,
But
I can see that too.
But like we can't deny that she is playing one hell of a game so far. She's the only one who kept her idol a secret. She's the only one who did the thing on her own, the idol, the beads on her own. She's at complete control on her tribe. So it's just she's had a flawless edit that also could be scary, and she was the last pick in a Survivor draft. What a big woof from all of us.
Oh, for sure. Oh yeah. I think that she's the biggest upset on bet wise in the whole game. I mean, no one believed in her for some reason, and she is just turning it around. And she does really good in physical challenges. You know, she's amazing strategically. I think that, socially, I think she has some enemies, but other than that, she's playing a flawless game. And you're right. And it's not, and I feel like it's different than like a Shan edit. It's like Shan's edit was so like, it's almost like you knew she wasn't going to win, but you knew that she was a good player, but then she started messing up and started making mistakes. And I'm kind of waiting for that edit from Carla, where she really, maybe we get to the merge or quote unquote merge or whatever. Right. And people are pissed off because she has an idol, didn't say anything. Now, even something as little as that can be something to send the nosedive down in her game. So we'll see how I think it's going to be really telling to see how she's going to handle this merge. I think a lot of the players, I would say, it's going to be like that. How they handle each other.
I'm really excited because there's so many storylines going into this merge that we can see a lot of things combust
happening.
Right.
Yeah.
Like with with the last in 41, the Blue Tribe in 41, like we all knew they kind of wanted Erica out, but like we all knew they weren't going to vote Erica out the first vote. They didn't have to. They knew they were kind of stick together because they kind of had numbers. Same thing with Jonathan and them last season. They had 4 people and they stayed strong for most of the merge. I just don't see a group staying strong going into this merge. Maybe Vessi, but Coco's not, Baca's not, and Vessi's a wild card if they're going to. So it's just there's you could tell that it's going to be a chaotic merge, and I'm all for it. So
figure 8. So
yeah.
Overall, how do you feel about this merge? Quote unquote merge cast going into the merge. I feel like it's entertaining. I like I said before, I really like that in Survivor. I feel like it's not as cut on lines as it was in 42. Right. There's a lot more possibility.
I feel like whatever we get, it will be some kind of entertainment. Maybe it will be great strategy, maybe not. But it might be a mess, and that'll be entertaining. Yeah. It might be chaotic. It might be people flipping. It might be somebody dominating. could see all that happening in this merge,
Yeah,
and I'm here for all of it. I'm okay with the messy merge. I'm okay with
me too.
people flipping. I'm okay with somebody dominating, but in a fun way. So it just all depends.
Yes, I agree.
As long as we don't get like, I'm sorry, hold on, I had a train coming.
I think what he's about to say is as long as we don't get a boring merge.
As long as we don't get like a deep run from Gabler, Ryan, Janine, and Dwight, all four of them, if they
Listen,
make it the
all
top
Survivor
6.
seasons have a goat. So which
But
goat are you wanting to see?
No, but I'm saying if they're 4 of the 6, I feel like we've had a bad merge.
Oh yeah, I would agree there. I don't think it's going to happen. I think
I
they've
don't
set the
think it
edit up
is
pretty
either.
well. Yeah, but we
But-
never know. We didn't get an edit
never
from
know.
Lindsay for a long time, you know.
Right.
And then we got a kick-ass merge edit with Lindsay, and then all of a sudden everyone wanted her to win at some point. So, you know, you never know. Like Dwight could all of a sudden come out of nowhere and just dominate the freaking merge and completely
Yeah.
change all of our minds. So just be open, you know. Like we just have to have an open mind with it.
Oh, like
Because-
I'm completely open. Like
Yeah.
I don't want a bad season of Survivor. I don't
No,
think
none
you
of
want
us
a bad
do.
season of Survivor. I think people are a little
No.
too critical of Survivor nowadays because
Mhm.
they want something they used to watch as kids, and that's just not going to come back.
No, and
The
the,
show
world's
has
not the
changed.
same.
The show has evolved. It's not going to be
Yeah.
the same. Do I agree with some things going back to the way they were? Yes. I would like them to change
Right.
locations every once in a while. That would be cool. Even if it's the same locations 2 seasons in a row, I can handle that. But like switch locations would be cool. 39 days, 26 days, that don't matter to me. It's the same content regardless. I don't care. It doesn't change the game at all to me. I feel like it hasn't changed at all. If they didn't tell you which day they were on, you would never know a difference.
No. Nope.
So, the more challenges, I want less challenges. I like more camp life, more strategy talk, and less
too.
challenges.
And we're
So,
getting that this season.
right. And people are like,
Yeah.
more challenges. I was like, look, Survivor's never been about challenges. If you're watching Survivor for the challenges, you're watching the wrong show. It has never
Yeah.
been about challenges.
There's literally a show called The Challenge. You guys should try it out.
Check it out. Right.
You like the
And
challenge.
those challenges mean way more in that game than they do in Survivor.
That's right.
You would have
Absolutely.
to lose a challenge to be eliminated in the challenge. In Survivor,
Yes.
you can never challenge and still win Survivor.
You can sit out half them and still win Survivor.
Yeah.
I.e. Sandra D.
Right, Sandra.
Twice,
Tony,
yeah.
his first win.
Yeah.
Never won immunity.
Never.
Won the game.
Mm-mm.
So it's just if you
Denise went to every single tribal.
right, she didn't win immunity. She won maybe 2 individual immunities, but she was losing all the challenges before that, and she still won the game. So it's just challenges don't mean that much in the grand scheme of Survivor. So if you watch the show for that, I'm sorry, you're watching the wrong show. But yeah, and I hate that people say, "Oh, it's woke," because the things that they talk about with the race, they talked about in Survivor 3, 4, 2, 1. It's the same thing they've having the same conversations for 20 something years.
Yes.
We've covered it. We watched in our cases, they were just talking about it. It's just like people are acting like it didn't happen in the past. It did. It's just you're just upset and you have a keyboard now.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty much what it is. I mean, that's the trendy thing to do is to find the fault in everything, or you know, the assumption of people, and it's just not. I mean, I don't want to part of when I watch Survivor. That's my escape, you know, from the real world. Like I don't want to bring the real world into it, but at the same time, it is a mix of normal people all in the setting together from different cultures, different environments, different backgrounds, different people. And that's how they interact with each other. I mean, we have to film it. It's on camera. You know, it's part of the game as much as we don't want it to be, or else we'd be casting robots and this stuff, you know? So
let's face it,
it's part of it.
Yeah, we want to see people from Southern California, the surfer guy, meet up with somebody from the South Side Chicago and had to grow up on the tough streets, and see them interact and see them
Yeah.
bond and see them how they communicate and how well they work
And
together.
they never would any other time in their
Right,
life, you know?
right. So it's
Exactly.
like,
Like that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of
and
it
how
of it
many
all.
times have we seen these mismatched partnerships and they've been great? What we
Yes.
talked about millennials versus Gen X, Ken and David. You would never in a million years think Ken and David would be allies, and David would be seen as the bigger threat than Ken. That's
Yes.
like
100%.
so. It's like situations like that. Like you'd love to see partnerships like that where it's like you would never thought they would work together, but they did.
We
And
see it in orgs all the time. It doesn't matter how old you are, how
right,
how you look, how you sound, how you think. Like, you're always there's always a time when weird allies are gonna work together to get to the end, and we've seen it many times, like a crazy final threes of different
right.
types of people and how they are and the personality and how they interact with people. It's all different,
So
and of course we're all different. But
I think if people would stop, like if they just stop and try to enjoy what they're watching instead of trying to critique everything they're watching, they would have a much better time.
yeah.
Like we talk about it, we analyze it and everything, and there's some episodes that are kind of a drag, but overall, these 3 seasons, we would say we like them.
Yeah. I
So
have.
yeah, I
I mean,
have
I
too.
have. I mean, I think that they're entertaining. I think that they're good. I mean, there's a couple of episodes that might be boring, but I think that's just us being super fans and overly critical. I think to a, you know, I think to a normal fan, these seasons are fine. I think that
Mm.
if you like Survivor, you'll like it. There's a couple of things that people want to do without. People don't want to. I know, Bubby. People don't want to. I don't know. They want it their way. That's just how people are nowadays. They want it their way. And if it's not perfect to them, then it's bad. And they're going to complain. I'm never going to watch it ever again. And blah, 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 blah. And that's just the way that people are now. But there's
Yeah,
people like me and you who is like, I just love Survivor.
yeah, and I'll continue
Yeah.
watching Survivor. I think it they. I feel like people are thinking we're in the dark times, like the redemption, like the early 20s,
Yeah.
and it's not that. We're not in the
No.
early 20s. We're somewhere in between. We are above the early 20s on a level because where we had Redemption Island and One World and those really bad seasons where you
Yeah.
watch them and you're just like, ugh, this don't leave a good taste in your mouth. I think these are above those. I think 41's
Yeah.
the lower one out of the two. I would have to hold my judgment on this season until it's over with. But I think 41's worse than 42. I feel
But
like
we've enjoyed 41 still.
exactly.
We've still enjoyed
You
it.
and me are a
Yeah.
lot better, higher on it than most people are.
Yeah, but you know what? There's some people. Who was it that we were talking to? 41
Jay,
was their favorite. Yes, 41 is like their favorite season ever.
yeah,
Yeah,
Jay, their favorite season is or not favorite season, their top. I think he said, or they said it was their top 10 season,
yeah. 41
and
was in the top 10 for them.
yep. So
Yeah.
it and I disagree with Jay on that one, but they feel strongly about 41. They really like Ricard,
Hmm.
and I like Ricard too. So I think 41 is good. I don't think it's amazing. I don't think it's like on the all-timers. But I think it's if you just accept it for what it is, it's a lot better.
Yeah,
So,
I agree.
but that's about it. I mean, we're excited for this merge. Hopefully, we get a fun, exciting merge. Hopefully, we don't get a terrible twist like the hourglass twist.
No, I don't think we're going to. I think that they'll do something different we haven't seen before because that's what they're doing right now with like the beads. So I
Mhm.
can see them doing an earning to the merge like they have the past 2 seasons, but something different. Yeah.
I think if they just do the earning to the merge and those people right there are able to vote, half of them are able to be voted off, I'm okay with that. If that's what you want to
Yeah.
add to the game, I'm okay with that. The challenges are part of the game. So if you want them to be like, you have to win a challenge to get to be safe or survive a vote, I'm okay with that.
Hmm.
That's 2 chances to save yourself. If you can't save yourself in those 2 chances, you had your chance. So,
Exactly.
um,
Yep.
but that's it. That'll do it all for us. We kind of ran on a tangent there for a little bit, but we do that often. If you like the content we deliver, please give us a like, subscribe. It will mean a lot to us. We are going to try to get onto the episode 6 a lot sooner than this one than we did. We kind of got busy. I did a lot of family stuff this weekend. James got stuck at work, and so things got in the way. So, but yeah, thank you guys for listening. Until next time, we'll talk to you later. Thanks. Bye.